que tu as la question de c'est qui est ton peer review workshop? Mais dans cette vidéo, nous allons l'expliquer. Hein? Okay, you might have the question that, hey, what's a peer review workshop? In this video, we'll not only explain that, but also explain the particularities of it, yeah? So check it out, check it out. As I was mentioning about the importance of the writing process and the fact that writers don't just magically come up with a beautifully finished product. Nope. There's a brainstorm / outlining stage. There's a rough draft stage. We're actually with a rough draft. A lot of times what holds us back is this idea of thinking, okay, everything has to come out perfect all at once and in a rough draft. But I have a secret for you, my friends. Are you ready? Okay, here's the secret. There is no such thing as a perfect rough draft. I'll say that again. There's no such thing as a perfect first draft. So, free yourself. In rough drafts, a rough draft follows the brainstorm, follows the outline. And simply put, it's you just taking strides and just writing, just getting started on it. And I'm going to put it very crassly to you. You're just going to just vomit out your ideas. Just make it horrible, make it sloppy, make it all over the place, make it disjointed, make it disorganized. Doesn't matter. It's part of the process. Just vomit out your ideas, as crass as that sounds. Give yourself permission to recognize that, hey, this is part of the writing process. So with the rough draft, for us, because for this essay we have a minimum length requirement. The final draft's at least 3.5 full pages, right? But for the rough draft, I'm asking that you please write at least 2 full double-spaced pages, yeah? You're just gonna vomit out your ideas and get it out there, okay? So let me show you the link for that, which is also in our Canvas page for this week. So we already talked about that the rough draft will be due by Thursday, which is July 1st, by 11:59 p.m. And you're going to submit at least 2 pages, right? The rough draft is not just your outline, not just your brainstorm. It's you just getting started on the paper, no matter how messy, no matter how disjointed. Again, what are you going to do? You're going to vomit out your ideas and just start writing. Just go. Okay. And oh, sorry, one last thing that I want you to do on your rough draft. So after you finish your rough draft, I want you to, at the end of it, write down the workshop questions that you want your peer reviewer to look at. So for those of you who have never had a peer review workshop in classes, typically students bring in the rough draft and they exchange their drafts. In my classes, it's with at least 3 classmates, and you exchange drafts, and you take the marginal notes and you underline, and then after that you don't just say, like, let's say you have Maria's rough draft. You just say, "Here, Maria, it was good," and walk away. No, you say, "Here, Maria," and you sit down and you start talking about what you saw. You actually have a conversation about it, yeah? So that's what we do in rough drafts. The workshop is just the place where you're bouncing ideas back and forth and making sure that what you're intending to come across is coming across, and if it's clear, if there's some places that maybe are missing transitions or places where you can strengthen, or even a reaffirmation of what areas are strong, yeah? So, okay. So, as I was explaining, you're going to write at the end of your rough draft, what are some of the things that you would like your classmate to consider, to like, what would you like to know? How can they help you when looking at your rough draft? You're going to write those for them, workshop questions. So in addition to doing that, though, I'm going to explain to you how this is going to work. So because the deadline for the rough draft is Thursday, July 1st by 11:59 p.m., then the Canvas system will automatically distribute drafts to those students who submitted a rough draft, right? So that means that you have to submit a rough draft of your own in order for the Canvas system to give you a rough draft. I'll say that again. You have to submit a rough draft on your own by this deadline. By this deadline, because remember, this is something you can't even use a late homework pass on. You have to submit it by this deadline because the Canvas system is programmed to distribute drafts. It only distributes to students that it receives a draft from. Okay? So please be sure of that. So this is going to submit it to you 1 minute after this deadline. So by Friday, July 2nd, right at 12 a.m., it will distribute the draft. Okay? And actually, you can check out the announcement that I just sent you and has a video for what it's going to look like on your end once you do receive the drafts. Okay? So once you receive your drafts, which will be by the system will distribute it by Friday, July 2, by right at 12 a.m., 1 minute after the deadline. You'll get it. You're going to get 3 drafts if you submitted a rough draft of your own by this deadline. That's really important. So you're going to have to offer feedback for those classmates on those drafts, and you're going to have until Sunday, 4th of July, by 11:59 p.m. to do so, and in order to get credit for it. I won't credit you for feedback beyond that deadline, so it's very important that you pay attention to that. And I'll talk about how you can integrate audio and video as well. Now, I was going to talk about the actual points, how that works. So let's say, I'll tell you how the points work. Okay, so submitting in your rough draft in on time, that's 5 points. And then feedback for each of the 3 other classmates, so 5 for submitting your rough draft in on time, and then 5, 5, 5 for feedback for each of the classmates, right? For a total of 20, right? So next, after you've received the drafts, I'm going to show you how to actually use the tools that Canvas allots us for peer review workshops. So, because obviously, we're just assigning this now, and certainly, there aren't any rough drafts that have been submitted yet. So I want to show you a peer review workshop from my class that I just finished in the spring, and I just want to show you how to work the tools. So completely disregard the content. I just want to show you the tools, okay? Okay, so this is how you'll see it from your end. Okay, so let's pretend you have Johnny's submission here. Like I said, nothing I'm going to do here reflects the actual content. I just want to show you the tools. Okay, so first one is this one. This is actually maximizes it. If you want to make it big, awesome. So I do want to make this clear. In order to get credit for leaving feedback, you have to do 2 things. Number 1, mark up their draft once you receive it, and that's everything from highlighting to making notes to writing marginal comments. These are marginal comments, so on and so forth. The second thing you have to do, remember I was saying that in an actual classroom peer review workshop, after marking up the text, you actually sit with a person and you have a conversation about your feedback, about your notes. So what that's going to translate to is here in the comment, and I'll talk to you more about that once we return to it. So those are the 2 things you'll need. You'll need to leave both marginal comments and annotations, as well as an actual message to the classmate, right? Okay, so we already said this one is to maximize it. This one is just the cursor if you want to get back to the cursor. This one is actually if you want to make a little note bubble. So like anywhere you click it, it allows you to leave a comment like nice or something. So that's what that one does. And the next one, this is the highlighter here. Oh, and what's cool is you can see you have all these options for colors, a lot of colors, and that applies to the highlighter as well. Let's say you want to highlight this, and look at all these colors that you can work with. And what's cool about with each with each function, you have the ability to also leave a marginal comment. So let's say you wanted to leave a marginal comment for what you highlighted here, then this is the place for that. You might consider blah, 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 blah. Okay, T is for a text box. So text box. Is this your thesis? I don't know. Okay, that's a text box. This one is to cross out things. Let's say this is extraneous. So you want to cross this out. You could say this is extraneous. Consider. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, this one. This is cool. This is a little pen here. So that's how this student did this. Let's say you want to, I don't know, circle something or whatever. And then again, you're always able to leave those marginal notes. Remember to mention the article. I don't know. I'm just writing anything. Okay, but that's the brush. This one, so we talked about the fact that we can draw, but also this one specifically allows you to draw a box. Yeah. So let's say you want to box something, and that's what that does. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the tools that we have. Next thing, remember, we need two things. Number one, we need to annotate and write the marginal comments. Two, in order to get full credit, you need to also offer a comment. You need to speak directly to the student. So you could do that a number of ways. Number one, you can write to them, hey Johnny, blah 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 blah. I don't know, I went through your rough draft, and you might consider this, that, and the third, and this area is strong. You can work on this. Have you considered this, that, and the third? Okay, you can type it, or you could do my favorite one, which feels a lot more personal and cool, I would say, and that's the media. Also, if you want to, like, if you typed up like in a Word document and you want to upload your written comments, that's what this does here. So if you want to upload that attachment, but this is the media one. It looks a lot like the YouTube play icon, right? So you click that, and literally you just go to start recording. It's like, hey Johnny, so I just got over your rough draft. And actually, if you're going to do this, then I recommend opening a new window and having open the actual rough draft itself, so that you can actually see what your marginal notes and comments were, so that at the same time you have that open and you're leaving this video comment here, right? If you don't want to do a video comment, you just want to do audio, then you can turn off the webcam. You click there where it says webcam, and then you go to no video and just go to start recording, and you can leave an audio feedback. So whatever you choose to do, whether that is a written comment to them, or video one or audio one, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. So those are the particularities of our peer review workshop, and that's also how we'll do it for our other paper. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right, thanks guys.